Hi guys, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube of people sharing their stories and experiences of their cerebral palsy, so I thought I'd do the same. My cerebral palsy was caused at birth when I suffered from a stroke which caused a lack of oxygen to the brain, which resulted in my cerebral palsy. The specific type of cerebral palsy I've got is called hemiplegia. It affects one side of the body. In my case it's the right side. With my cerebral palsy at birth, I was also diagnosed with epilepsy. I started having seizures 2 weeks before I was born in the womb, and they continued until I was 1 year old, but thankfully they went away. The first 5 years of my development in life was pretty slow. I didn't start walking until I was about 4 years old, and the same with my speech, but this is pretty normal for people that suffer with cerebral palsy. It's just one of the things that come with cerebral palsy is slow development. However, when I was 6 I started primary school, and it was a mainstream school. I didn't need to go to a special needs school, and it was brilliant. My development was progressing at a steady rate. I was able to do everything that my friends could do, and I was doing really well. Doctors were pleased with my progression, and it didn't look like anything could stop me. However, when I was 10, I suffered a big setback. My epilepsy returned, and it came back a lot worse. It affected me in school, outside of school, socially. I couldn't go out with friends a lot because I was having so many. I started falling asleep in class and things like that. Medication wasn't helping me at all. I tried probably about 8 to 10 different types of medication, and none of them helped it at all. None controlled it whatsoever. So aged 15, I looked into an operation option that I could possibly had to control my seizures, and it was called a hysterectomy. What it entailed was the removal or disconnection of half the brain, and what this does is kills it and destroys it, and basically removes the electrodes and stops the seizures in most cases. So I went for this operation, and it was all a success, luckily, and now I've lived 3 years now, seizure free, since my operation, and it's brilliant. I'm off all my medication now. I'm no longer tired every day, because the epileptic drugs make you really tired. I feel more alert, and I'm able to do a lot more things now. During the 5 years that I had the epilepsy, my disability got worse. My arm and leg got a lot stiffer, as well as my wrist. I can barely move my wrist now. But I also had a leg operation to help my mobility, to straighten my foot, and that's helped me a lot as well. I can walk for longer distances now, which is very good. I'm very independent now. Now I haven't got epilepsy, I'm able to travel independently. I go to college. I also do the martial art judo. I've done that since the age of 7, but sadly I had to stop when I was 12 because of the epilepsy. But I returned to it a year ago, and I really enjoy it, and it helps my disability as well. It helps with my mobility, the cerebral palsy, because it helps the tendons and ligaments to loosen up and strengthen my muscles as well. So it is a really useful tool when it comes to helping my cerebral palsy. In my opinion, there's nothing that I can't do when I put my mind to it, and that's what I believe. I believe nothing is impossible, and I want to give that message to every disabled person out there, that if you believe you can do it, you can. Nothing is impossible, and don't let anyone or anything get in your way. I'm going to make another video about my epilepsy in more detail, about how I suffered with it and what I went through, and to show people how serious it can be. It is a very serious illness, and I think it needs to be acknowledged and people need to know about it. So thank you, that's my cerebral palsy story. Please rate, subscribe and leave comments down below. Tell me what you think of my story. Thank you, bye.